Hi, my name's Omid Daryani. I'm the Senior Brand Manager for the EverQuest franchise. Welcome to the Roundtable. With me today is Dave Georgeson, Director of Development for the EverQuest franchise.
Hello.
And today we asked the question, after the Landmark contest, what kinds of contests do you want to see in Landmark for building? And the answer, I think, resoundingly was contests that help us build EverQuest Next.
And wasn't that a huge surprise?
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously have been doing EverQuest and EverQuest 2 for many years. When we announced that we were doing EverQuest Next Landmark, lots of people want to help us build the new Norath. So that was the dream that a lot of people bought into when they came to Landmark. And so of course we're going to support that. We'll have the Norath continent, or possibly even world that people can go to help us build, and we'll have constant contests and promos along the way, which is great. But at the same time, we need to make sure that Landmark stays kind of genre non-specific.
Yeah, so one of the things in the poll, I mean, tons and tons of people said, we want to build the new Norath. And the next most popular was EverQuest and EverQuest 2 recreations. And then other things like sci-fi and, what was it, modern, right, really kind of got short shrift.
Sure, but I think that's partly because the people that have signed on to Alpha early on like this to help us build really are SOE fans. There are people that have been playing our games for many, many years. And so of course they're very, very interested in helping to build Norath. Now I think that when we go to the beta phase and we start getting a large number of other people that might be wanting to check it out, Minecraft fans, people that are outside of the EverQuest and EverQuest 2 fold, that sort of thing, that we'll start seeing a higher demand for many of the other genres. I would be really surprised if sci-fi doesn't make a strong showing somewhere along the way. And there's room for the modern stuff too, historical recreators, things like that. And so we're gonna make sure that we always support those things, and then we'll have contests and promos for those folks also. But it's very clear that everybody wants to build Norath.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going to do the continents and the worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, that was sort of the origin of Landmark anyway, right? We needed to build tools to build EverQuest Next.
Absolutely.
And we wanted to give those to our players. So yeah, we absolutely want to fulfill this promise.
Yeah.
And so, can we talk a little bit about what those contests are going to look like, or how people are going to interact with them?
Sure. So not surprisingly, it's a lot like just publishing a claim for to go onto Player Studio. You're going to make your stuff, package it up as a template, and then submit it. Well, instead of submitting it as a template, you'll submit it as a contest entry. But then other players can go to this interface that we've created that lets you basically peruse through all the different contest entries and upvote the ones that you like, so that we can get popularity reactions to all the different creations that people are making.
In real time.
Really easily.
Really awesome.
And then the other cool thing about having that interface is that you can browse through lots of creations really quickly, but in order to really fully see them, you're still going to need to go through the world to visit them. And when you do that, well, you're going to see a lot of other stuff along the way. So it both allows us to get really focused results from the contest really quickly, and also leads people to discover new things.
Yeah, and one thing I love, and I loved it about Player Studio, and I'm so excited that we're going to kind of use a similar system for these contests, is that it ends up functioning almost like a tour book, or like when you go to another city and you have that guidebook with the map in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that's where somebody built, Kelethin, like I gotta go check that out. You get the location, you head over there and you're like, oh, holy crap, like look, somebody built a statue of Dave. Like
that would be disturbing. I mean, not everybody's Omid. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the cool things. And later on down the line, not initially when we start these contests, but down the line a little bit, that'll all be integrated into the map interface. So when you find results through this interface for Player Studio or for contests or any of that other stuff, you can very easily find where it is in the world.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And one thing that I wanted you to talk about is how we're going to recognize people for winning these contests. Like, it's not just that we want you to build stuff and then we're going to take it and put it in the game, right? We actually really want to celebrate people for doing this.
Oh yeah, no, when you visit, we haven't figured out exactly the details yet, but when you visit a claim that has been selected as a winner of these contests and it's placed in the world, the creator's name and what contest it was and stuff like that is preserved right there on the entry when you visit it in the world. So you'll be able to look at the equivalent of a plaque on the statue and see who made it and when they won and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because we're going to have players who make a lot of money and do a lot of Player Studio stuff, and those are likely also going to be people who are winning these contests. So winning the contest can sort of serve as advertising for your player studio business.
That was not something we didn't think of. I mean, yeah, it's cool advertising, and people can look at it that way, or they can just look at it as clearly it's just cool bragging rights. One of my things got selected, and it's permanently part of the game. For some people, that's enough.
Hey, I got to tell you, the idea of being in the game, which is flattering that I actually have gotten to do it, is one of the coolest things that's imaginable. So you know, the idea that my building would be somewhere and millions of people would go by and interact with it blows my mind.
Oh yeah, if I wasn't working here, I'd be breaking my back to win one of those contests. I just think it would be absolutely phenomenal. Leaving your mark permanently on a game, yeah, who doesn't want to do that?
Absolutely. So that's what we're doing. That's where we're headed. We'll have more details, and obviously all this stuff is still being worked out, you know, the logistics of it. But we're really excited, and we're super glad that you're excited to help us build EverQuest Next and the new NORATH. So, you know, more details on that are coming. Thank you guys so much for participating and letting us know your thoughts, and we'll see you next time on the Roundtable.
See you in game.